You're listening to Drummer Daily, the daily podcast just for drummers, and it's just for drummers who are serious about creating great music. We don't show off, we don't get flashy, we create great music with others. Hey there, welcome back for more Drummer Daily. I am happy you're here. So today over the weekend, this is Tuesday, but over the weekend I painted my studio room. I'm getting prepared for this thing. I'm sure you're probably rolling your eyes at this point because I've talked about it so much, but I'm getting ready to announce something on May 1st. This episode comes out on April 25th, so we're less than a week away. But I'm announcing something on May 1st, and part of it's a new thing. It's a new thing. I can't tell you what it is yet. But I realized I had the need, or it'd be better if I kind of revamped my studio space just a little bit, just aesthetically, how it looks. So painting it was part of that. So I did that anyway, I did that this weekend, and so today I'm upstairs, or I'm going to be upstairs in a minute, kind of putting everything back in place. I had to move a bunch of sound panels and stuff, sound absorbing panels for, acoustic treatment, out of the way so I didn't get paint all over them. So moving all those back, putting, plug covers back on the plugs on the wall and things like that. So I'm looking forward to getting up there. I love hanging out in my little dedicated music space. It's very relaxing and very cool. But today I wanted to talk to you about something. I actually got an Instagram message from someone who listens, and he asked me about, I think it was Connors who asked me this. He said, hey, tell me, can you do something about the Nashville Numbers System? Like maybe what you should know about it and how you can use it as a drummer, like basically all that stuff. And I thought that's a great idea. I haven't really talked about that much. Now, if you don't know, the Nashville Numbers System is a way that it's typically, it was developed and it's used by guitar players, piano players, bass players. It's used by all the melodic instruments. And it's kind of it's a super shorthand way of writing out chord progressions in a song. Now, what's really cool about the Nashville Numbers System, and depending on your experience, I know a lot of people in churches use this now, but what's cool about the Nashville Numbers System is a couple of things. The coolest thing about it is, if you know any music theory at all, like every song is in a certain key, like it's in the key of C, or it's in the key of E or E minor or whatever. A song is in a certain key, and that key tells you, normally there's this number of notes, these certain notes and chords are in this song. And so the Nashville Numbers System basically takes the actual notes out of the whole equation and just says, for example, if you're playing in the key of C, the root chord of the key of C is C. And so Nashville Numbers System would say that's the 1. And they basically go through and C, D, E, F, G, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the different chords going up the scale basically are 1 through 8, basically 8 being the octave higher than the 1. And so what's really cool about that is it allows you to quickly change keys for the singer or for the production performance, or even if you're using a capo on a guitar, it allows you to quickly play different shapes, different ways. And mentally, all you have to know is, are we playing the 1, the 4, the 5? And then when you do that too, that's when you start to recognize the similarity in a lot of chord progressions, because you start to recognize what a 1 sounds like, what a 4 sounds like, what a 6 sus sounds like, or whatever. So anyway, the Nashville Number System is a shorthand way of writing out the chord progression. So you might have a chord chart that has like the lyrics written out for a song, and then over like the part of the lyric where the chord changes, you'd have like, this goes to the 4 here, or whatever it is. That's kind of the basic version. Now, the real Nashville Number System also has a system of other symbols that get written out along with the numbers that indicate basically timing is the thing, timing or the type of note that you're playing. For example, if I were to write a 1 and then put a diamond around it, that would mean that I would strum the guitar and just strum it once and let the note ring out. So that's a diamond on the guitar, is basically playing the note and ending. You might diamond at the end of a song. You hit the big note at the end and let the note just kind of fall away. There's things like split bars where people will write, 3, it goes to the 4, then the 5, but beats 1 and 2 are the 4 chord, and then beats 3 and 4 are the 5 chord. And so they would write, 4/5 or however it is, to delineate to themselves that the bar is split in half, and half of the bar has a 4 chord, half the bar has a 5 chord. And so it's kind of like this numbered, coded system of writing out charts. But like I said, what's really cool is once you can if you're a skilled or an experienced musician and you're in Nashville and you've used the Nashville Numbers System, you can listen to a song being played and you can chart it out pretty much as you listen to it one time through. You don't need to stop, and you can just go 1, 4, because the thing is, you don't even need to know what key it's in when you're listening, because you can just hear what the root note is, you can hear what the different chords sound like, and just write it out. So you can do that, but you can also write out the rhythm changes so you know where those are coming up. So I've sat in on sessions before. When I was younger, I had a studio, he actually was a studio vocalist, backup vocalist, who kind of took me under his wing and took me to some sessions so I could just sit and watch. And it was incredible to watch these professional musicians literally listen to a song they'd never heard before. And while they're listening, they're writing things down. And then after they've heard it once, they go into the studio, put on their instruments, drummer counts it off, and everyone plays it perfectly one time through, and they're done. One pass, one take, they never heard the song before, and they played it perfectly because they're able to use the Nashville Numbers System to write things down really quickly. And so they write these numbers down, and then the producer says, all right, guys, today we're going to play this song in the key of B flat or whatever it is. Everyone puts their capos where they need to put them or whatever they need to do, and then they're ready to go. So obviously, as a drummer, the actual chords themselves may not necessarily be that important, but I do want to talk about the Nashville Numbers System, at least at a base level, in case it comes up, and how you might use it as a drummer. The most important thing to remember as a drummer is that we are kind of if we're not the leader of the band, which I understand in church situations we're not a lot, if we're not the leader of the band, we do play middleman a lot. The idea that we don't have to necessarily always have our head buried in a chart means that we are heads up looking around and maybe noticing things going wrong before everyone else is. And knowing the Nashville Numbers System is a good way to basically start to communicate in the same language as your other musicians. So the Nashville Numbers System is important for that. The other thing is, if you're ever handed a chart that has the Nashville Numbers System on it and you're in a session, if you plan on ever being a session musician, session drummer, being handed a chart like that, you actually get all kinds of clues as to the timing of the song, where you are in the song, where the accents might be, where the pauses might be, where there might be an extra bar. You get so much insight into the song by seeing the numbers and the shapes written out with them if you understand them. And so that's kind of the basic use of the Nashville Numbers System as a drummer. I will say this, I don't know many drummers who are professionals who ask for the chart in the number system, but almost every professional that I know can receive a Nashville Numbers chart and use it and follow it to some degree. And that would definitely describe me. Strangely enough, I took music theory in high school, actually, living in Nashville, of course. I took a music theory class one semester in high school. And so I kind of got the basics there as far as, the circle of fifths and things like that to do with music theory. But I will tell you this, knowing what a 4 chord sounds like in a song, or what a 6 or a 5 or whatever it is, knowing basic chords and what they sound like as far as the numbers go has been invaluable to me working with other musicians in pretty much every situation I've found myself in. So I don't want to tell you to go completely headfirst into the Nashville Numbers System and learn the Nashville Numbers System like front and back. I mean, you can if you're interested in that. And definitely if you play another instrument, it might be helpful. But I do think that learning it at a very basic level will help you. If nothing else, just then communicating with other musicians in your band. And so check it out. Do some Googling Nashville Numbers System. It's kind of a fun thing to look at and see. If you've never seen it before, it kind of starts looking like hieroglyphics in a way. It's really funny. But I hope that this has been kind of helpful to you. That's a great question. And it's called the Nashville Numbers System, but it's not just used in Nashville. Like I said, I know people all over the country who use this to discuss, playing songs that they've never heard before, really, which is why it's used in church a lot, I think. But anyway, hope you're doing well. We'll talk again really soon. Thanks for stopping by today. Go play some drums. Go have some fun. Bye for now.